Good morning, everyone. Hello, 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 and welcome to this episode of What's New Wednesday with Kimberbell. Of course, if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, you are watching What's New Wednesday. But if you're listening in on it on one of our podcast platforms, then you are listening to Machine Embroidery with Kimberbell this Wednesday morning, March 15th, 2023. Wow, pretty crazy, isn't it? Of course, if you want to listen to this a little bit later during, your day, you can find it at any of your favorite podcast platforms, including Apple and Spotify, Google, or just about anywhere that streams podcasts like Podbean. All right, so we have so much fun things to talk about, new things to talk about, you name it. We're going to talk about it today, and we're going to have some fun giveaways as well. I have to first tell you, I'm so excited. I get giddy just like you do when a new product comes out because I have to now make it for myself, right? My own sewing room. And so look what I just bought. Yes, I did. I bought it at my local quilt shop. It's oh so delightful. Quilts and decor. It's in this cute box. It's the fabric kit for all 8 projects that are in oh so delightful. Guys, I haven't even opened this thing up yet. I just got it in and I was like, okay, I can't wait. Now, yes, you're going to say, Kim, you have fabric. You have all the fabrics. You even have vintage Flora fabric that we used for oh so delightful. Yes, I do. But it's not in this cute box. Am I right? It's not in this cute box, and it has, oh my goodness, it has so many fun things in it, including, let's see, look at this bundle of yumminess. And it's got this fun printable here from our friends at Maywood that put this kit together. Look at that. Ooh, don't you love it? So I cannot wait to get started. Of course, I had to buy the embellishment kit too, right? So I bought that as well. That's my goodness, it has all the themes in it, all the ribbons, the buttons, the pins, the little wooden like spools, the chunky strawberries. It's all in there. So I bought that as well. And you know what else I got, you guys? I just love thread. So I bought myself my own Glide thread kit that matches with oh so delightful. A lot of shops selling this thread kit or whatever thread brand they sell. They're probably putting together some thread kits for you. That's what my weekend's going to be about. I'm so excited. How many of you have been working on oh so delightful? Oh, it's just fun, isn't it? Oh my goodness. I've seen lots of pictures out there of you making those projects. We'll share a little bit of them today. Before I go on too much further, though, I want to welcome you. So it looks like we've got all kinds of people all over the world already joining us today. It looks like Terry from Kansas. Hi, Linda from Wyoming, and another Linda from Massachusetts. Hi, Elaine from Cajon, Colorado, and Karen from Riverside, New Jersey. Good morning, Kathy from Ohio, and another Kathy from Kansas. Good morning, Bonnie and Betty and Carrie and Melissa from Washington State. And the list goes on. Oh my goodness. It's always so good to have you here. Today, let's talk about what's going on at Kimberbell, what you're working on, and some new things being launched today, including the new background quilting for I just lost it. Shout Hooray. The Shout Hooray bench pillow background quilting launches today or just launched this morning. Maybe some of you have already downloaded. You can save 25% right now for the next month until the mid-April by purchasing it all as a bundle right now at kimberbell.com. Let me show you where it's at. Let's see. I'm going to share my screen here. And then You should be able to find it quickly here. Just go over to kimberbell.com. Here we go. All right, there we are. Click on products and then you go to background quilting. And from there, we're going to scroll down and see the latest. It's right there. It's the Shout Hooray Quilting Bundle. Look at that. 25% savings right now going on. And oh, it is cute. Besides this Shout Hooray bench pillow, can't you see this being used for so many other things? Wow. Look at the cute little party hats. I mean, beyond birthday, think New Year's Eve, right? Any type of celebration. There's confetti quilting, cake quilting, more cakes and balloons and presents. We've got some banners here. Oh, this one's fun. Look at those words in there, quilting. Woohoo, yippee, celebrate. That's fun. Yay, party. Oh my goodness. And then look at the border quilting. You're going to get 1 inch and 2 inch sizes of those cute little bows for your inner borders. And then you've got all that celebration type of quilting there in the border. Save 25% right now through, I believe it's April. Let me look it up here. Oh, here we go. April 17th. So you've got 1 month to download all of this at a 25% savings. And of course, as always, if your shop has an affiliate link to our background quilting program, and so many of them do, please click through their link before purchasing. They will appreciate it and we will too. It's always a good thing to support them. All right. So check that out. Pretty exciting. That just launched this morning. Now, speaking of Shout Hooray, I showed it last week. It was your first look at Shout Hooray. It actually gets shipped next week, starting to ship to shops. And many of them are even doing pre-orders right now. So that is going to be in your hands anytime now. But what I want to share with you today is a really fun new video that talks about or shows in a lifestyle video all these different reasons and seasons, I like to say, for how to use and utilize the Shout Hooray bench pillow. Whether you use it as a bench pillow or a wall hanging or a table topper or you name it, whatever it is, you can use it for any type of celebration. It's going to be it's a fun one to watch. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Okay, does that hit a little too close to home for anyone else? Watch the tears, my goodness. Yeah, I you guys, my kids are getting older. I'm feeling all the feels right now, from childhood to the birthdays to the graduation to the wedding to then the new parents to be. Oh my goodness. Too many fun celebrations, right? It's all good. It's what makes life good. And we're so excited about that Shout Hooray pillow being able to help, celebrate it all, right? And that's what's really fun about this pillow, too, is that it truly is something that you can personalize. I mean, last week we talked about all the different types of celebrations people could celebrate that with. And there were several that said, oh, how about happy retirement? And I thought, yes, happy retirement, happy wedding, happy, happy I got my last kid out of the house. No, I'm just kidding. Robbie, I'm just kidding. No, all those things. There's reasons to celebrate. And this pillow helps you do just that. I'm totally kidding about that last kid. How about we got them through high school? How's that? All right. Yeah. So excited. Reach out to your local quilt shop. If you do not have a local quilt shop, reach out to that shop online that is selling Shout Hooray. I cannot wait to see the kinds of things that you're going to be celebrating with that. Oh, and don't you love the background quilting? There's so many things that can be used with that. All right, everyone. That is our first item of business. Now let's go ahead and see what you've been making this week with a little bit of Sew and Tell with Kimberbell. In just a minute. There we go. All righty. Yep, you've been busy, and there has been one thing in particular that I am seeing over and over and over again, and it just makes me smile every time I see it. I think you probably know what it is. It is the new digital dealer exclusive going on this month. It's the little bunny mug rug. Have you been seeing these pop up? Here's one from Jamie. She says digital dealer exclusives for March. Made the larger size for a kid's placemat or a hot pad. Love these little bunnies. Thank you, Kimberbell. Oh my goodness. Jamie, I love the idea of using that larger size for a little kid's placemat. How adorable is that? Love your fabrics, everything about that, Jamie. I absolutely love. Thank you for sharing your idea and your take on that. Let's look at some other takes. Oh, Sharon, I love how you made the bunnies out of burlap. How fun is that? What a great idea for an applique piece. Just gives it that texture that I love so much. Just darling, Sharon. Thank you for your take. Cordy, you've got some cute versions of the bunny mug rug here. She says that she had these pre-made half blocks saved from another project that were the perfect size. The peach one is my favorite. Yeah, I would agree with you, Cordy. I would say the peach one. Ooh, that's my favorite too. Isn't that cute how that's pieced? I love how she was able to take a leftover block from another project and turn it into this cute bunny mug rug. Here's a few other examples from Cordy. Ooh, that's stunning too. Love those fabrics. All right, let's see what Roberta did. She says 3 big mug rugs so far for Easter. Oh, don't you love that carrot fabric? How adorable is that? I love your whole color scheme going on here. Really, really cute, springy, Eastery. Love it. And of course, she made some matching coordinating carrots as well. Those come from the Kimberbell Vault. They can be done on your embroidery machine. Isn't that adorable? And let's take a look at a couple more versions. Vernie, ooh, don't you love those bright batiks? That is gorgeous. That was a stunner right there. When I saw that, I was like, whoa, stop in my tracks. I got to grab that because I love those bright colors you use. And then we've got Sharon. I loved how she put this together as a gift set. She said, finished up another set of 4 Easter mug rugs. Let's see. She said, I did not do the detail on the back of the bunnies because she uses used a printed fabric as opposed to just solid. So yeah, great idea, Sharon. I love how you put those in that little dollar store tray that so many of you have purchased at the dollar store because they're the perfect size for those mug rugs. And what a cute gift that is to wrap up 4 of them and put them in the little tray. Brilliant. So cute, guys. Keep posting those mug rugs, those bunny mug rugs. Of course, you can find them only through a shop that is participating in Kimberbell's digital dealer exclusive program. But here's the good news. Because it's digital dealer exclusives, it means it can be sent anywhere. You are able to purchase that license from your favorite quilt shop online, and then they make it possible for it to go into your Kimberbell library. Easy peasy, guys. So find a quilt shop out there that is doing digital dealer exclusives. So many of them are doing them as clubs, classes. So many of them, you can buy them as individual designs. You don't have to do one every single month, although I would highly recommend it. There's so many cute ones out there for each month. This one's this month's design. But yeah, they can send it to you, or they can make it possible for you to have this in your Kimberbell account digitally, even if you don't live near them. Or many of them are doing in-store classes or online classes, or they're part of a club. So find out how your favorite store is participating, and you can get that bunny mug rug too in 2 sizes. So cute. All right, let's take a look. Okay, this next post really touched me. So I thought it would for you too. Let's take a look at what Dwani said. She said, "Thank you, Kimberbell, for the perfect project for my 41st wedding anniversary. My husband proposed after 4 days of meeting, and 9 days later, we were married. Yep, 13 days. Wow, wow, wow. I love this story. This is kind of cool." She says, "I was a single mom with 3 young children. For our first anniversary, I made a cross-stitch pillow, which he still displays on his dresser. 40 years later, this is the perfect gift to let him know that he is still my sweetheart. And the fun part was adding our initials to the cork heart that's on the tree. Every morning, he gives me a huge hug and says, 'How is my sweetheart today?'" Okay, 20. Maybe I'm just feeling all the emotions today, but wow, that really touched my heart. I think it will for all of you too. What a guy. Shout out to Dwani's husband. Let's take a closer look at her "Let Me Call You Sweetheart" pillow. And as she said, she put their initials in the tree there. So cute, so sweet. And I just love how seeing a design for one person means something, and then seeing that same design for someone else means something totally different based on their experiences in life. And Dwani, you just captured that so beautifully in that post. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. All right, so let's take a look. You guys are busy also with "Oh, So Delightful." And this one really was fun to take a closer look at because she made it all her own with the color choices that matched her room best. Let's look at it in navy blue and yellow. Yes, this was a stunner, Paula. Hi, Paula. She says, "Another home run by Kimberbell. She thinks this is her favorite. She used fabric from her stash." Let's take a closer look. She also utilized some blocks. She switched out some of the blocks that were in the original one to be blocks that came from the bonus projects in there. So notice it says, "I play with scissors." Well, that was actually part of a bonus project. She swapped it out and put it in her main quilt, which I thought was a great idea. She also put those cute little button jars that were from a bonus project and put it into the main quilt. But don't you love how she changed it into that navy blue and yellow coloring? I think it's stunning. And I think if it's going to match your decor, like, and your favorite colors, why not? Just a great idea. Look at that yellow iron. Thank you, Paula, for sharing your version of "Oh So Delightful." Someone else did their version of Oh So Delightful. It looks like they kept the center blocks the same, but Linda wanted to change her outer border to pink, and it just gives it just another look, doesn't it? A whole nother look that's just bright and beautiful. And of course, she said it matches her valance in her sewing room, which I thought, hey, again, why not? I think it's darling. And I also wanted to give you a closer look at what she did with the tabs. Do you see the tabs at the top of that quilt? That was also brilliant. We've had a lot of people say, post on Kimberbell's and Fellows page, like, how do you hang your quilts? Well, there's a brilliant idea for you right there. Those cute tabs with buttons. I thought that was really fun to share. Thank you for sharing that. Let's take a look at Sherry's version of the April cutie. She says she used a pale orange color for the quilting and Kimberbell gingerbread felt for the bunnies. Oh, let's look at those bunnies. I love the bunnies. Whether you use velveteen, felt, plush, minky, cuddle, you name it. Oh my goodness, those bunnies are just too cute. And then we've got the fringe tails. So much fun. Sherry, great job on that. Thank you for sharing that. And then finally, I wanted to share that a couple of people have already been posting their pictures of the brand new, let me pull it out here. Life is Better in Full Bloom. Sure is, isn't it? That's what we're especially saying these days as we're anxiously waiting for springtime. Let's take a look at what some of you have been making with that one. Let's see. Kelly says she loves this pillow so much. She was going to give it to her sister, but she decided to keep it for herself. We won't tell your sister. Shh. Just between a few hundred of us. Okay, Kelly? I love your version of the pillow. And I love that she also explained what she did by using block by block quilting with the blocks themselves, right? With the applique blocks. But on the back of her pillow, she decided to quilt that as well. And she used clear blue tiles for that. So we're actually going to be talking a little bit about that today. So this is a good segue into that. But yeah, let's take a closer look at Kelly's finished pillow. She also mentioned that she thinks this is something that is beyond just spring, that it could be used for any time of the year. And as you can see there, she used clear blue tiles for that background quilting, which just turned out adorable. You got the flowers, you got the butterflies, you got the watering cans. Oh, that's cute. Thank you so much, Kelly, for sharing that. And then Charlene, simply put, I'm so happy. Oh, that makes me happy, Charlene. Yeah, that turned out so cute, Charlene. I love that you love it so much too. Gotta love it. Life is Better in Full Bloom. Of course, you can find that under digital downloads at kimberbell.com. And then, of course, go through affiliate links if you have a shop that has those. All right, everyone. Isn't that fun? Lots of good things going on. Oh, Beth, she says, I quilt the back of my personal pillows too. I love that idea. Beth, I haven't done that. But after seeing her image and then you mentioning that, it's not a bad idea. I think I'll do the same. All right. Yeah, lots of people are loving that. Really cute, Judy says. And Donna says, beautiful work. Oh, gotta love it all, right? All right. Looks like someone at Kimberbell just posted in the show notes there or in the comment section the link to Life is Better in Full Bloom as well, if you're looking for that. All righty. So that leads me into a kind of an interesting conversation that we're going to have today, a little tip, if you will, on clear blue tiles. I thought what I would do over the next few weeks, next couple months, is sprinkle in some tips, my best tips for you, or tips from viewers on what they've done to make clear blue tiles their go-to source for all things background quilting with Kimberbell. So, of course, if you're new to Kimberbell, you may be thinking, what are you talking about here? Let me show you. This is the product I'm talking about, clear blue tiles. And this is a way for you to be able to quilt your projects, your pillows, your wall hangings, your bed quilts, yes, even those, anything, just about anything, with your home embroidery machine. All right. So I'm just going to take a few minutes every What's New Wednesday over the next little while to share a quick tip on using them. Today, I actually, though, want to start out by giving you a little demonstration. Call it my fourth grade school teacher and me to demonstrate it this way. If you watched or if you listened to our podcast last week, our special podcast about how Kimberbell got started, I talk about being that fourth grade school teacher. But I have a little analogy for you. Okay, so I've got a stamp pad here with some inks. I promise this will all relate to clear blue tiles here in just a moment. I also have some rubber stamps. You've all seen the rubber stamps out there. How many of you have ever done scrapbooking, stamping cards, that kind of thing? I got plenty of these rubber stamps. Okay, I've got the wood ones. I've got some clear ones. Yeah, I've got stamps that you can interchange the designs, you name it. I probably have a box of them, right? So I want to start out by talking about how clear blue tiles is a lot like a stamp. What am I talking about? Well, let me show you. Okay, before I do though, I like Judy's comment. She says, I can't say enough about clear blue tiles. They have allowed me to complete my projects from start to finish. Love them. Yay. Thank you, Judy. Okay, so I got my little paper here. I've got my little Sharpie here. We're going to draw a quilt. Yeah, a quilt. So I got my little box here. Pretty fancy, right? This is my quilt. Or in this case, let's just say this is my, my card that I'm going to stamp or whatever. So maybe this is divided up in, we're just gonna do a simple 9 patch. All right, isn't this really fancy stuff here going on? And maybe there's some, pieced blocks. There's, some appliques. I'm just gonna put some cute little hearts here. Maybe there's just some regular patterned fabric. I don't know. We're just going with it, right? There's my quilt. And I want to quilt this quilt with clear blue tiles. But in this case, because we're just doing a sample here with stamps, I'm going to stamp this all over. I want a really fun design all over the top of this quilt, if you will. I say that in air quotes if you're listening to this podcast, okay? So I'm going to grab my ink pad here, and I'm going to get some stamps. And maybe my quilting, again in air quotes, says hello on it, okay? So I'm just going to stamp it. Now, you know what I'm going to say. Or if you've ever stamped before, and who hasn't, right? What happens when I lay this stamp down on the paper? Of course, whatever is underneath that stamp is exactly where the stamp's going to go. That's the purpose of a stamp, right? So I want to quilt hello all over this paper. So I'm going to start, maybe I start in the center. Let me get a little hard surface here for you. Okay. Are you with me? So I stamped hello right across there, right? And then I'm going to stamp it over here. And I want the word hello to go all over this drawing, right? I want it, wherever this stamp goes, that's where that hello word is also going to go. All right. Now notice if I get closer to the end of this quilt, I will also put that and go, oh gosh, that went outside the lines. No big deal, right? No big deal, because when I go to cut this out, it just cuts that off and it looks like the background quilting has gone over into the, off the edge. Not a problem. Okay, someone says I'm frozen. Am I frozen? Let me know. I sure hope I'm not frozen right now. Anyone? Anyone? Let me know if I am frozen. Okay, nope. Oh, good. Thank you, Gail. She's assuring me not frozen. Okay, good. If I'm frozen for someone, maybe click out and then come back in. Okay, so you see what I'm doing this? I am just stamping all over because I know if it goes underneath this wood block, this stamp, that's where it's going to land on this drawing, right? And if I were to go again outside of this block and stamp hello, no big deal, because when I go to cut this out, it will just look like the design is flowing off of it, right? Okay. Do you see how clear blue tiles can be the same thing? Let me show you why. On the back of clear blue tiles, we literally break it down into 3 steps. We say that you place the tile, you mark the tile, you quilt it. Let me show you how simple that is. Let me move these things aside. Of course, we have a lot of videos, a lot of in detail videos that will help you out with clear blue tiles. But this is a very as basic as it gets type of demo to give you a little tip, okay? So when you go to do use clear blue tiles, you want to do your background quilting. In fact, let me show you an example. I might as well show you the example of another, remember this guy from last week where I did the placemat and I quilted it? Look what I did this week. Did the same thing, but I chose Pretty Petals as my background fabric, and I used the Hello Spring for my silverware pocket, and now it's quilted on the front and the back, just like it would be if you were a long armor, right? Just like it would be if you did your traditional background quilting on a project, you saw on the front through the back. That's what clear blue tiles helps you do. So think of that stamp as being, a clear blue tile. What I'm going to do, let me show you this. Remember hello? Think of it like this. These are the same, right? A clear blue tile is like a stamp. What you want to do is you make that quilt sandwich we always talk about, your 3 layers. You've got your backing right here. Okay, I just have a cute little polka dot backing. You've got your inner layer, which is your Kimberbell project batting. Okay. And then you've got your top layer, which is the front of your quilt, the top of your quilt. When you have all 3 of those layers, guess what? The good news is you don't need any stabilizer. Yes, I said that. No stabilizer is needed when doing clear blue tiles for your traditional background quilting, okay? So what I do is I layer just like a quilt sandwich. I'm going to place this is my backing. I'm going to place those polka dots because that's the right side. I'm going to place it facing down. Then I'm going to take a piece of my Kimberbell project batting as the inner layer of my sandwich, right? Center piece. And then I take my top, and with the right side facing up, because it's the top of my quilt, I'm going to place it like that. Again, lots of videos that are a little bit more fancy schmancy for you to learn this are out there. And maybe someone from Kimberbell can post a link to the page that has all of those videos. But this is when we break it down to the simplest parts, it's 3 layers of fabric put together. Well, 1 layer of your backing, then your project batting, then your top layer. Okay. Now you hoop that. Again, no stabilizer. So I've got a hoop here. Oh, let me back up. One important step, our stamp, right? So if I was actually marking this with my stamp, remember we place it. Think of this as a stamp. Whatever goes underneath this, whatever is underneath this area of the stamp is what is going to be quilted. Okay. So if I'm placing this on the fabric, That's all I've got to do. I place it where I want that quilting to go, and then I mark it in a few areas, okay? On the fabric, I'm just going to mark my little center dot there with my wash away pen, and then I'm going to mark the crosshairs. By the way, I don't mark all the way across. Shh. Just a little tip for you. Remember, these are tips. I don't mark all the way across. I'll show you here in a minute where I marked. I just mark maybe an inch, and I mark it very lightly. Do not press hard on this pen, on your fabric, okay? Mark very lightly, and then I just go a little mark there, a little mark there, a little mark there, and a little mark there, my crosshairs, right? And then in this window, this open window, it says size. This is important because when I take this to my machine, I need to know what size of file I'm also bringing up. Well, it tells you right there. It's the 6x8. So in the window with my water-soluble pen, I'm going to write 6x8, 6x8, okay? Because when I go to my machine and I've got all these different files I could choose, I want to remember that it was the 6x8 stamp, again in air quotes, stamp that I used. That means that that design that I pull up on my machine is exactly where this clear blue tile stayed, okay? What it covered. All right, so now that I have centered that, or I've marked my area to quilt, and you'll continue marking. In fact, you can mark your whole quilt before you even take it to your machine. Again, detailed steps are in that video link that Kimberbell just posted. I have found the center of my design. Do you see? I just marked it very lightly. There's a little dot. That's where my needle is going to go down. Okay. And then there's my little marks for my crosshairs. And then do you see that I wrote, let's get really close, 6x8. That means I can now come to my machine, pull up the 6x8 design, drop my needle right where that center point was, quilt it, done. All right, quilt it, done. So that's my tip for today. Let me show you. I think I can move my camera a little bit because I actually want to pull it up on the screen. See, notice this is the back of my quilt. There's my project batting. Okay, and there's my front. No stabilizer. All right, so I'm going to place this onto the bed of my machine. And let me see if I can get a close-up of what I'm doing here. Okay. Do you see? Well, let's see how well we can do this. Hold on. Oh, we're getting sick here, aren't we? Okay, let me just pull it up here. I'm going to pull up the design. Okay. I'll give you a better look at stitching out here in just a minute. Okay, so I'm going to pull up Floral 1. And I'm going to pull up the Clear Blue Tiles version. And then I'm going to pull up the format, the folder, which for my machine is a PES format. And then remember the number I put on that was on the tile, on the stamp? It was 6x8. So I'm going to pull up the 6x8 design right here. I'm so excited. Okay, I want to show you what that's going to look like here. You see that? Okay, that's what I'm going to be stitching out here. It's the 6x8 design, meaning I know that 6x8 design is going to land exactly where I placed my tile. Remember the stamps? Exactly where I placed the stamp is where the stamp design landed. Okay, so I've got that. Oh, I'm so excited. Here we go. And I'm going to find my center. Okay, let's go back over here. My needle is going to drop down. Okay, and now I can just put my foot down and start. Let's take a look. I did it in blue so that you could see it a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to let that go for a minute while we chat and I can help answer questions. Okay, Pamela, great question. She says, how do you make sure, can you guys hear me okay if I've got the machine running? How do you make sure you are in the center to start? I don't have a laser marker. Not a problem. In fact, next week I'll probably give you some more tips on that very thing. But basically what you want to do is, even if you don't have a laser place to show where your center is, just try to even eyeball it as best as you can where the center is, and then you can shift your needle and then drop it down. Manually drop your needle down into the fabric and see that it stays there. Oh, of course, my bobbin thread is empty. I've been doing a lot of background quilting. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, that's probably better anyway, so that you can hear me a little bit better. Empty bobbin. Ain't nobody got time for that. Let me show you what quilted so far. Okay. Look how cute. Okay, there we go. Isn't that fun? Well, it's going to be a lot cuter here in just a minute when I actually wind a bobbin and get it going. Okay, so yeah, you can just drop your needle down and you don't need a laser to be able to do that. Okay, I'll give you some more tips. Let's plan on that for next week on some other centering ideas, but that certainly is a one that will help help you out right away. Okay, Eva asks, what design are you using? It's so pretty. Let me pull it up here. It is, I think it's called Flower One. Yeah, the Flower One design at Kimberbell, Flower-1. It's for spring, summer, just about anything, right? Cindy says, so you don't use the Kimberbell fusible backing on the fabric. Okay, Cindy, that's a great question. I don't when using it on a project that doesn't have extra appliques on it. So for example, if I am doing something like this, we'll pull this pillow up for an example. This is where I would put fusible backing on it because I've got all this extra pull. Here we go. I've got all this extra pull from doing the applique pieces, right? And so that extra pull on applique pieces makes it so that there is, the possibility for puckering, right? So on those kinds of things with background quilting, I do put Kimberbell's fusible backing on it because it's going to reduce puckering greatly. Okay, it's going to give it some more body. But if I am using clear blue tiles as, hey, I want, there's no extra pulling on it except for the background quilting itself. No fusible backing needed. I still want that to be nice, just like a regular quilt that you would wrap up in. And just like as if you were going to a long armored and having it done, I don't put fusible backing on that. It's only when I've got extra pulling that comes from doing an applique. Great question, Cindy. Okay. Let's see. Another question Carrie asks, do I need a particular size hoop? No, you don't. This is what's so great about clear blue tiles, you guys. This is what's so phenomenal about it. So many times we think we need to have the biggest hoop. I'm going to grab something really quick to show you. Okay. And we think that we can only do background quilting if we have a large hoop. That's not the case. With the system that our team has created, you've got different sizes of these blue tiles, or if you will, stamps, right? And so that means that no matter what hoop size you have, you can still do the background quilting in it, which is kind of cool. So I mean, look how small it can get right there, and then larger, and every size in between. There's a ton of these that come in the package. And so even if you have, say, a 5x7 hoop, you'll still be able to get the look of this custom quilting, even to look exactly like if you had a larger hoop, because all the designs have been digitized to the same scale, no matter what hoop size you use. It's just awesome. It's just absolutely awesome, Carrie. So I hope that helps answer that question. A lot of people will say, well, what about magnetic hoops? Can I use a magnetic hoops? Overwhelming answer is yes. Yes, yes, yes. In fact, I've got a few magnetic hoops as well. I use my regular size hoops though all the time. Just the ones that came with my machine. As you can see, that's what I used here. I use that all the time. No problem. Especially when you use our project batting, the loft on it is just perfect for hooping in just a regular hoop. But if you have a magnetic hoop, then absolutely use those too, because you know, some people love them or hate them, but I think they're great. I think they're great, but really I can get away with both for sure. Okay, Kathy asks, how do you make sure you are lined up from one section to another? Okay, Kathy, that is going to go into more detail on another video, but the quick answer is this. This is so cool. Another marking that you have on these blue tiles are these little blue tick marks. And all you do is when you place this like your stamp on top of your fabric, you just make a little tick mark where those are, and then you know exactly where to lift your stamp or lift your blue tile and where to place the next one, so that it all looks like it flows together and nothing overlaps. It just looks like one big flowy piece of background quilting. All right. Okay, so those are some quick answers to your quick questions. Keep them coming. We're all here to help you, especially if you go over to the Kimberbellas and Fellas page. There's always people asking questions there and getting a whole lot of great answers as well. So check that out. And then, of course, visiting our YouTube page, where we have a whole channel, a whole playlist based on these videos. I give you a whole lot of more in-depth tutorials over there. It looks like the link was just posted as well. All right, so check that out. Again, next week we'll talk about another tip, and I think I'll go with the one someone asked earlier about centering your designs. I think that would be really helpful for sure. All right. Okay, so that is clear blue tiles. Of course, quilt shops all over the world sell it. So find one that is offering that. Many of them also offer their own classes and tutorials and such. Check them out. It's pretty. It is truly a game changer, as people have said, when it comes to doing background quilting on your embroidery machine. No matter what hoop size you have, no math involved. It's awesome. Okay, the next thing before our giveaway is I just want to encourage you to listen to our special series of podcasts that is different than this What's New Wednesday podcast. Every now and then we're going to sprinkle in a special episode or 2 or 3, in this case, of something that you don't hear on What's New Wednesday, but that's just part of the podcast world. And we started that last week with the history, the background, the story of Kimberbell. I get asked this all the time. And to me, I mentioned this last week, it's just kind of something that has always just been part of my life for the last, 13, 15 years, that it kind of seems ordinary, but it's new to so many people. And they're saying, no, it's actually quite interesting. So I'm glad you feel that way. And so I would encourage you to go over to your favorite podcast platform and download part one, which aired last week, about the story behind Kimberbell. Me being a fourth grade teacher, how I started it, at home with, my little ones at home. In fact, my youngest was just a baby still in a crib, and I sewed right next to him in his crib, and things got little crazy and stressful. And so I tried something different, and that was creating some instructions to put out there. Anyway, that's what started it. And then continue to listen to just the whole history. It is kind of interesting, I guess. And I know a lot of people did that last week and enjoyed that. So thank you for listening. Part two in that series airs today. In fact, at 11 o'clock Mountain Time. So in like 7 minutes, you can go over there and download part two of that series. And I left you on a cliffhanger last week. The cliffhanger was about bench pillows and how it all got started because I was just a little too tired of sewing. Yep, you'll learn more about that. If you haven't listened to part one, listen to that one first, then go to part two, where I finish up about how the whole series of bench pillows came to be, which is kind of a fluke. But I think you're going to enjoy the background on that. And then we talk about how events came to be and all kinds of things. So that's with my husband and myself. My husband, of course, we call him the original Kimberfella. That's Ryan. And while I'm talking about him, shout out to you, Ryan, because tomorrow is our 27th wedding anniversary. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Was that a sigh that you heard? Was that too big of a sigh that you heard? No, it's all good. A lot of people will say, how do you work with your husband? I couldn't ever work with my husband. And I say, you know what? I'm lucky. I'm really fortunate, because it truly is something that we've been able to work out together. And it's been quite a ride. And I think he's amazing in so many ways. And as a partner in business, life, all of it, father, husband, he's awesome. So shout out to you, Ryan. Happy 27 years. Holy moly, macaroni. All right. I think that's all for today. But of course, we're going to end with a giveaway. And I thought it would be fun to give away 2 embellishment kits for the upcoming Shout Hooray bench pillow. If you've already ordered one of these, why not make a second one, right? Because embellishment kits are just awesome. If you are loving Kimberbell's embellishment kits, let us know in the chat. Tell us why you like embellishment kits here. I'll tell you why I love them is because I don't have to go through and find and purchase a whole tube of glitter or a whole package of this or a whole package of ribbon or a whole package of that. I get what I need in the embellishment kit to make the project. Embellishment kits are awesome, aren't they? Let's take a look at a quick video on a couple of things. Let's see. I'm going to show you one on the embellishment kit that comes with, since we're talking about embellishment kits, let's talk about the one that comes with Oh So Delightful. And then I'm going to show you another look at the Shout Hooray bench pillow. And then we're going to talk about the giveaway question. So real quick, let's look at the embellishment kit that comes with Oh So Delightful. Let me know what you think in the comments. Okay, so as you can see there, they come with all the things, the pins, the buttons, the glitter, the you name it. It's in the embellishment kit. So find those at your favorite quilt shop. Let's take a look at the Shout Hooray bench pillow. Okay, so of course, as you can see in the videos that we played of that today, it's all about celebrating those special moments in life. And I want to have you celebrate by making some with these embellishment kits. The zipper that is across the back that makes that big pocket, that's part of the embellishment kit. You've got the Velcro that's part of it. You've got glitter. I mean, it's all listed right here. You name it, ribbon, fusible vinyl, flexi foam, all of it is part of it. So this is how you're going to enter. Type in the comments, hooray, and then I want you to fill in the blank with your good news. Maybe it's like, hooray, I just finished my last test of the trimester. Or maybe it's, hooray, I just finished cutting out Oh So Delightful. Or maybe it's, hooray, I just got a job promotion. Whatever it is, or hooray, it's my birthday. All of those kinds of things we want to celebrate. I want to hear from you. What are you celebrating right now in your life? Let us know. Hooray, I something. Oh, Deidre, she says, hooray, I'm having a granddaughter next week. Yay! I'm so excited for you. Hooray, Carolyn says, hooray, I got good test results. Carolyn, I'm so happy to hear that. Let's see. Oh my gosh, this is so fun. Hey, Christine says, hooray, I just bought clear blue tiles. Awesome. Well, let's see. Hooray, Marie says, I just finished the Exploding Hearts quilt. Absolutely. Let's see. Hooray. Oh, Lori, thank you. Hooray, I love Kimberbell. Thank you. Hooray, today is our granddaughter's 16th birthday. That is awesome. Happy 16th. Rosemary says, hooray, I passed my food safe course 90% at 63 years young. Rosemary, congratulations. That is awesome to hear. Makes me so happy. Hey, you're never too old and never too young to learn anything, right? Oh, let's see. Allison says, hooray, I just found out I'm going to get a grandson in September. Teresa, I don't know if you're excited or you're being facetious. She says, hooray, I get to sit at a lacrosse game. What you thinking there, Teresa? No, I think that could be fun, right? You could look at it both ways. I'm sure you're very excited to sit at that lacrosse game, right? I love it. Boy, I could read these all day. This is so fun. There's so much to be excited about and grateful for. Leslie says, hooray, hooray, I am making retirement plans. Good on you. That's awesome. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's always so much fun to be with you. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, and by the way, when you're listening to that podcast, go ahead and like it, subscribe to it, rate it, give it a review. All of those things really, truly help us out at Kimberbell, helps us to reach more people. So I appreciate just a few minutes of your time to be able to do that over on your favorite podcast platform. And then, of course, if you're over at YouTube, like and subscribe there as well. Have a wonderful day, everyone. I hope you keep doing all the things that you love. I hope you keep celebrating all those special occasions in your life. Yes, even lacrosse games. And I hope you keep experiencing the joy of creativity. Bye-bye.